You can start this business for £0 if you already have what you need at home. And even if you don't, you can walk into any supermarket in the UK and buy everything required to launch it for about 30 quid. But here's the part most people don't expect. If you're really on the edge and don't want to risk even that, just ask a few people whether they know anyone who'd pay to have their ironing done. You'll be surprised how quickly the orders appear, often before you've even bought the equipment. And stick with me, because in a few minutes I'm going to show you exactly how much money people actually make doing this. And it's more than you'd think for something this simple. Ironing is one of those business ideas people ignore because it sounds too ordinary. It doesn't feel like a proper business. It's not glamorous. It's not exciting. It's not something you'd brag about. But that's exactly why it works. The more boring something sounds, the more likely it is that nobody else is paying attention to it. And that's where the opportunity usually is. Most people already have everything they need to start. An iron, an ironing board, a bit of space at home, and the willingness to do a job everyone needs but nobody wants to do. Think about how people actually live. They come home from work, they're tired, and there's a basket of shirts in the corner that's been staring at them all week. They know they should deal with it. They know tomorrow morning they'll be standing in the kitchen, half awake, trying to iron something in a rush before they leave the house. And they hate it. They hate the time it takes. They hate the faff. They hate the feeling of being behind on small domestic jobs. That's the pain you're solving. You're not trying to convince people to buy something new. You're offering to take away a job they already have and already dislike. You don't need to launch this with a big announcement. You don't need branding or a website or a marketing plan. You can start quietly, almost invisibly. You can start with your neighbors, your street, your immediate area, the people who already know your name and roughly where you live. You can mention it in conversation. By the way, I've started offering an ironing service, 24 or 48-hour turnaround. If you ever get fed up with your basket, I'll take it off your hands. That's it. No pitch deck, no funnel, just a simple offer that makes someone's life easier. The first version of this business is small and scrappy. Someone drops off a basket. You agree a time. You iron the clothes. You hang them or fold them. You hand them back. You get paid. That's the loop. At the beginning, you're learning as you go. How long does a basket actually take? How many items can you realistically do in an evening? What's the difference between a quick job and a careful job? Where do you put things while they're waiting? How do you keep track of whose clothes are whose? You don't need all the answers on day one. You figure them out by doing the work. Turnaround time is one of the most important parts of the offer. If you say, "I'll get it back to you sometime next week," it doesn't feel like a service. It feels like a favor. But if you say, "Drop it off today, pick it up tomorrow," that feels like a system. People can plan around that. They know that if they bring you a basket on Sunday, they'll have everything ready for the working week. If they drop it off on Wednesday, they'll have fresh clothes for the weekend. 24 or 48 hours is usually the sweet spot. Fast enough to feel valuable, realistic enough that you can actually deliver. You can decide how simple or how detailed you want the service to be. Some people will be happy with iron it and fold it. Others will want everything on hangers. Some might want starch. Some might want shirts and plastic covers. You don't have to offer everything from day one. You can start with a basic service and add extras as you go. The important thing is that whatever you promise, you deliver consistently. If you say 24 hours, it's 24 hours. If you say you'll hang everything, it's all on hangers. Reliability is more important than perfection. As you do more jobs, patterns start to appear. You'll notice that some customers bring you a basket once in a while when things get out of control. Others will start to come back every week. That's where the business starts to feel different. One-off jobs are nice, but weekly repeat customers are what make it stable. If you know that every Tuesday 3 different households will drop off a basket, you can plan your time. You can plan your income. You can start to see what this looks like as a regular, predictable business rather than a bit of extra cash. At some point, if you keep going, you'll hit your own capacity. There are only so many hours you can stand at an ironing board before you're exhausted or bored or both. That's the moment where most people either stop growing or they change how they think about the business. If you decide you want it to grow beyond what you can do with your own 2 hands, you have to move from "I do the ironing" to "I run an ironing service." Ironing is actually one of the easiest services to train someone else to do. It's not like teaching someone to cut hair or fix a boiler. The skill level is real, but it's not years of training. You can show someone how you like shirts done, how you like trousers pressed, how you handle delicate items. You can walk them through your standards, you can do a few baskets together, and once they're up to speed, you can start giving them jobs. And this is where equipment starts to matter. A lot of people begin with a standard iron, and that's fine. But as the business grows, you'll eventually reach a point where your own two hands can't keep up with the demand. That's when most people start looking at upgrades. And the biggest jump you can make is moving from a normal iron to a steam press. A good steam press doesn't just make the work easier, it makes it dramatically faster. What might take you an hour with a standard iron can take 20 minutes with a press, and the finish is often better and more consistent. It's the kind of upgrade you only buy once the business is already paying for itself. But when you do, it changes the rhythm of the whole operation. Suddenly, you can handle more baskets in less time, you can take on more customers, and you can train helpers more easily because the machine does so much of the heavy lifting. It's one of the reasons ironing scales so cleanly. The tools get better as you grow, and the work gets faster instead of harder. And this is where the money becomes interesting. Most ironing services in the UK charge somewhere between £15 and £30 for a standard basket, and once you get into shirts, bedding, dresses, and uniforms, the numbers climb quickly. A single person working from home can comfortably earn a few £100s a week part-time. And if they treat it like a full-time job, it's not unusual to see people hitting around £1,000 a week once they've built up a steady base of repeat customers. And the ceiling is higher than most people expect. When you're no longer the only one doing the ironing and you start bringing in helpers paid per job, the whole thing scales cleanly. There are small teams out there turning over £3,000 to £6,000 a week with 5 to 10 helpers, all doing the same simple work you started with. Businesses like All Ironed Out have even taken this model national, using local agents across the UK to handle the demand. It proves something important. This isn't just a side hustle unless you want it to be. It can grow into a proper service business with real income behind it. And as the business grows, you'll start to see opportunities that go far beyond households. Hotels, guest houses, B&Bs, restaurants, salons, even small clinics all rely on crisp, clean fabrics to look professional, and most of them don't have the time or the staff to keep up with it. If you approach a business and say, "I can take care of your shirts, your bedding, your table linen, your uniforms, reliably every week," you're not offering a favor. You're solving a problem that directly affects their image. And commercial clients don't bring you a basket. They bring you volume. Regular, predictable, bulk orders that come in week after week without you having to chase them. It's the moment where the business stops being about individual households and starts becoming part of the infrastructure that keeps other businesses running smoothly. Some people eventually choose to move out of the house and into a small premises, and the smartest operators pick their location deliberately. A tiny shop unit next to a hotel, or near a cluster of B&Bs, or even close to a busy high street where salons and restaurants operate, can turn into a steady stream of commercial work. You're not relying on footfall. You're positioning yourself where the need already exists. And once you have a few commercial clients, the whole business changes. The work becomes more predictable, the volumes are higher, and the income becomes steadier. It's the point where an ironing service stops being something you do at home and starts becoming a proper local operation with a reputation for keeping other businesses looking sharp. What's interesting about an ironing business is how far it can grow from such a small starting point. It begins with you, an iron, and a single basket. Then it becomes a handful of regular customers. Then it becomes a weekly rhythm. Then it becomes you and one helper, then two. Then maybe a small room full of boards and rails and steam. At each stage, you're making a choice. Am I happy with it at this level, or do I want to push it a bit further? There's no rule that says you have to turn it into a big operation. For some people, the perfect version of this business is 10 or 15 regular customers that fit around their life. For others, the appeal is in seeing how far it can go. How many households in a town would happily never touch an iron again if someone reliable offered to take that job away from them? Both versions are valid. Both are real businesses. Ironing will never be glamorous. You're not going to impress anyone at a party by saying, "I run an ironing service." But the people who pay you won't care about that. They'll care that their clothes are ready when they need them. They'll care that they don't have to think about it. They'll care that one small annoying part of their life has been quietly removed. That's the value you're creating. And that's the point of ideas like this. Not to chase trends, not to build something flashy, but to find simple, repeatable ways to turn time and effort into income using things most people already have. An iron, a board, a bit of space, a willingness to do a job other people avoid. If you build it carefully, pay attention to your customers, and keep your standards high, an ironing business can grow far beyond what one person could ever do alone. But it doesn't have to start big. It starts with one basket. This is MicroBiz 365, giving you a new idea for a low-cost business every day of the year.